proper Asian. I'm hosting.
Yeah. I mean, like, if I was hosting you...
Okay, wait. Let me just... Okay, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Harry's Space. I've got with me Joel. Joel and I met... What did you say, Joel? I think we teased you last time, right?
No,
it's very Superman. Joel.
No, it's actually you well, but...
You.
Just call me Joel.
Am I killing it?
Yeah.
Joel. So we met on Dragon Blade. Where were you, in Sweden?
Where's your cap?
What's the cap? Where's the cap thing?
I'm like...
don't go too far. Don't go too far. Okay, we'll do the cap thing.
Yeah.
Under Armour. But yours is Reebok. We're gonna have a clap.
Your
Chinese is better than mine.
That's decent. It's okay.
Do you wanna...
You want to speak Chinese?
你要不要说一点点普通话?
Yeah, it's better than yours. It's definitely better than yours. Yeah.
I remember we were actually roommates for a little bit at Jack Chan.
We were, no?
Yeah, we were. We were for a little bit.
Dark.
Yeah, and then we kept switching. Actually, when it was funny because when we were with Clarky, I used to come to the room, right, and then Clarky was always sitting in his splits, right, against the wall, and you were always on Skype.
Oh yeah.
Doing
right.
how do you
it
sounded like coochie coochie.
Yeah. I was in love.
What is it? How do you
things.
say it? What was the thing that coochie coochie. What does it mean?
I don't know. It was sounds. It's like
it just sounds. Okay, it's not Chinese.
It's like mating sounds.
It's like mating sounds.
It's like, you want something, you make the sound. Some people I don't know.
Oh, and then something, and then you get something.
Not over Skype, obviously. But,
wow. So that's why.
When you're talking in the room.
Yeah, Clarky always went to bed early.
And he was always he has like this huge boxer.
Just remember, he's always sitting in the splits.
But yes, I don't know where he buys the boxers because I love Clark. He's the best. But they're like big, like XXXXL large or something. Like it's like shorts.
And when it looks like a skirt. Basically.
Yeah. And it's it was cool.
I guess it's for ventilation.
Yeah.
So you went to did you go to university or did you went to school first?
I went to Shaolin first.
You went to Shaolin first?
Yeah.
Like traditional Shaolin school?
Yeah.
And did they teach you in Chinese?
Yeah, they did.
But your English was good already?
Yeah, I think I had this confidence that I did speak English and Chinese before I did. So I was like, yeah.
It's like you now doing a podcast.
Yeah,
just
I'm like,
smile.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah. No, but they spoke Chinese, I think, and I didn't speak much then, so I don't know how much.
So how do they teach you? They just do the action.
I mean, it's like some keywords like, it's like fast.
Fast, yeah.
Yeah.
I got that one.
Yeah. Or like lower. Dieter.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like simple words, right? And you get it because it's basically just.
And then shirkan. What would you eat? Just rice, and some.
Like in Shaolin was shit.
Yeah.
It was like it was okay.
Respectful.
It was decent
seafood.
It was very very healthy and it was like egg and
rice and vegetables.
And tomatoes and rice.
Oh, the egg and tomato
oil.
one.
It's like
nice.
egg,
I love that.
Oil, tomato, oil, rice oil.
Were you as jacked as you are now?
No.
You're a skinny boy. You're still bigger than me. What are you talking about?
What? You have like this bigger.
You
have this bigger C, I think. Bigger. You know?
No, I think a lot of people say that. I think I'm like a small dog. No, I'm like a big dog that just.
You see yourself in the mirror and you're like skinny.
I'm skinny.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to get skinnier.
Really?
Yeah.
What? Seriously?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm 84. I'm trying to get to 80.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's an issue. You have too much muscles. Damn
I
it.
know. I'm trying to compress the muscles. I want the power, but in a smaller box.
This is kind of gay. We said that. Are you look beautiful?
It's you. I did want to do this to you. It's my favorite thing to do on set because it made you feel so awkward. And it's because you used to have massive triceps, and we used to just grab your triceps all the time.
It was only you that grabbed my tricep.
It's not true.
It was only you.
Clarky grabbed your tricep once.
Like once, and he was like, "Yeah, I don't really get this. Like, what is this, Harry?" And you were like, "Ugh." Yeah.
But yeah, so one of my other friends, he also went to Shaolin, and he said there's like a foreigner group. You have the Chinese group, and then you have like the foreigner group.
Yeah, something like that.
They have slightly different accommodation. And
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah. So how long did you go for?
I think I was there for like 3 months.
3 months.
And then they cheated me of like 40,000 RMB, and then I left.
So would you recommend it?
Yeah. No, but
if you're
no,
hardcore
so
martial
this
arts
is
fan-
not the official Shaolin school, by the way. I was there from the beginning, and then I went to Shi Xiaolong, and it was lovely. I lost some money, but it was cool. It was
the training was good. Do you think you got better?
Not to be honest, I think it's quite stupid to train. I mean, it's kind of this. You have 1,500,000,000 people, and in the school it was like 10,000 people training.
Yeah.
And the quantity of training is like 10 hours a day.
See that's the thing I always had issue with, like the large numbers.
Yeah.
It's because you might have different needs than me.
I mean, it's
But because there's so
just
many,
like
we're all gonna do
elaborate.
the same thing.
No, I mean, like, to me, like, you have like these crazy fans that are like, that's the only way, like Shaolin training, like, you know, it'll make you a fucking man. But majority of the people that were trained like that, like 10 hours a day or 8 hours a day, they would like rip a tendon or something. Like, it's just like bad for the body. I lost, I think, 8 kilos.
Yeah.
And I think if you
In 3 months.
Yeah, like, I lost a lot. I got slim as fuck. Like, depleted, like crazy depleted. But then, I mean, I don't know. I don't want to hate on anything, but personally, for me at least, and I think
There's better
the
ways to train.
majority of the foreigners that come there for a shorter time, it's quite tough. Like the body isn't. Maybe I wasn't, you know, trained enough. Maybe if I was like more fit before I came, like I could take it. But at that point, at least, I was like, it just broke down the body. Like you would improve to one point, and quite early you just plateau, just because it was too much training. Like basically, like some simple stuff. Like at that point, I think I was 19 years old or something, and just practicing. I think it was a beat twist or something. I didn't really know how to do it, and they were like, okay, just do 10,000. No, not 10,000, but like do like 1,000 times this week on stone, like stone.
Wow.
Like the.
So that's bad.
like
That's tough
hard.
on your joints. Yeah.
Oh, it's the worst.
Ankles
it's like
and knees. Yeah.
it's really bad. And then you have like if you get to like some UK or some like professional gymnastic, it's like all about the quality. Like wait a bit, chill, and like of course in your repetition. Like I'm not a professional athlete, but
I would say you're kind of
at
you
least
get
I-
paid to do stunts. You're
well, yeah, I
pretty
mean, I was
professional
trying to keep
athlete.
in shape, but I was never like, you know, anything like, you know, Olympic or something like that. But then I think my picture is that it's more scientific and like less quantity and more quality.
So wushu actually teaches you tricking.
Now tricking is like the
Slightly different.
evolution of you know martial arts. It was, I think it's originated in karate, sports karate.
Oh really?
XMA, and that's really cool. I mean, I'm a very beginner tricker, but it's just interesting because that's like every year you have like new movements. Like somebody just did a quad cork, so that's a cork with 4 rotations in Norway, and that's just like it's insane.
Crazy
Like,
skill.
yeah.
Because I think what a lot of people don't realize, especially if they get into it, because I want to know like when you started thinking about, okay, maybe being a stuntman, but I think a lot of people don't realize that like to be a stuntman, there's like loads of different categories.
Oh, yeah.
Because like you might be good at tricking, but you
Right.
might be scared of heights. And
Yeah,
you
yeah.
don't do jumps, or you don't jump through windows, or
Yeah.
you don't like take hits.
Right. Yeah.
You know, and I think there's lots of different categories, and how they do stuff in Asia is totally different to what they do in
Oh
the
yeah,
West.
of course. I mean, yeah, in Asia it might. I mean, so I'm still a beginner, so it always feels like strange to speak about like. this
Yeah,
market
we're
is
not,
like
we're not
this.
asking you to do it, just your opinion on
but
stuff.
yeah, like the feeling in Asia is like the fight guys, like the martial arts and the choreo can be like really good, but then when you get to like the more scientific and the more technical aspects, like rigging and wire, it kind of stopped a little bit. And probably like, you know, the best time was back in the 80s, You know, like
Oh, for Asia.
yeah, for Asia, Hong Kong.
Mm.
Like then they were like just insane, like doing things that still is like crazy.
Cause you like, I guess you've seen the John Wick movies.
Oh yeah.
Those are pretty hardcore.
Oh, it's
Those
crazy.
are pretty good.
It's really cool.
Actually, have you seen? There's a Netflix series, The Punisher.
Yeah, yeah.
Right, and
Yeah,
that
it's
some of the fights in that, I
oh,
just
it's
thought.
super, yeah, it's fucking cool.
But the thing I thought was cool about that is you might like maybe you aspire to that, but you don't need to know any martial arts. You don't need to know any tricking to be good at that, right?
What's
And
that?
just like taking hits, reactions.
Yeah, I mean,
you've just got
I
guts.
think it's good to have the base, but of course it's like everybody comes with a different background, and sometimes it's like wrestling, Olympic wrestling, it can be a better background than wushu. It depends on like the person.
Yeah.
Some guys come from like different backgrounds, but basically it's just like, you know, being coordinated and like being able to move and, you know, adapt, because everybody, if you would work with some actors or something, you need to adapt to how they move and, you know, distancing and things. So some guys come from boxing or kickboxing, some guys come from like more like karate, wushu and things like that, like me. And then you have guys like from different, so it depends on really, like.
Because that's what I thought was so interesting is that you meet so many American actors and stuff like that. A lot of them have wrestling backgrounds and can't kick at all. Whereas like from very Asian perspective, if you can't kick, then you're not really a martial artist.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like I worked in quite like, you know, in the movies I worked in, very seldom have me like kick.
Which is a shame because you got good kicks. You can still split.
Yeah,
Can you split both ways?
Yeah, I should be able to split, I think. Yeah. No, I don't know, man. Like the more I work, the more I think I need to, like, you know, improve.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say I'm like a kicker. I'm a decent kicker. But yeah, I don't know, man. I think it's.
How high can you bring it without momentum?
I don't know.
Just like strength.
Maybe just like shoulder. Or, I don't know. It's like, I don't know. It's a weird question.
Okay, won't put you on the spot.
No,
So
it's
if you so then you finished the Shaolin. When was the first time you were like, you know what, I want to do this for a job. I want to make movies.
I don't know, man. In the beginning, it was just I was doing my bachelor in China.
Studying what?
Yeah, studying broadcasting journalism.
Really?
Yes.
Doing this kind of thing.
Journalism in China. No, it was
Freedom of speech.
perfect. That's the place. Everybody wanted to go to China to study journalism. It's stupid, but yeah, I was studying there, and I think in the third or second year or something, it's like I got one call to one movie or something, and they were asking for a professional stuntman. And I was like, yeah, I'm a professional stuntman.
No way, you said that straight off. You
No,
just like,
no, not really like that, but like, I'm like,
I can do this, yeah.
yeah, I'm like, yeah, I shouldn't be in a problem. Yes, I can do this. It was actually quite like a decent gag. I was on a bicycle, like crashing into a lorry or something and flying over it, half front flip to the back on tarmac, and yeah, I was like, yeah, no problem, man, I can do it. But then I'm like, fuck, like, oh shit. And they paid me like, I don't know, like 80 pounds or something. Nothing.
How many takes was it?
That was 2 takes.
2 takes, damn dude.
Yeah, I mean, it worked perfectly. Like,
And no extra money per take, right?
no,
it's flat
nothing.
fee.
That was flat. It was like the worst paid stunt job ever. And I mean, I was winging it, but it worked. But that's like, now I wouldn't like, now normally like you find some kind of way to practice it, like progress and make it safe. But that time I bought some cheap protection, back protection, put around, and was like, okay.
Yeah, you basically spent all the money that you were about to be paid.
I spent more than
On
I
the pads,
earned on
yeah.
the pads, and did like something that at that point was very dangerous for me.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was also like the rush from when I landed, and it was like, it's all good, you know, and people were actually quite impressed, I think. I mean, at least it's like, it's not often you see a guy like, you know, like fucking wrecking himself on the floor like that. And it wasn't an action movie, it was something like a romantic comedy or something. So it was like, this is like the action of that movie. So that was cool. It was just a good feeling.
Because it's a different career, isn't it? To like, let's say you wanted to grow up to be Rocky, you wanted to grow up to be Sylvester Stallone, like, because that's still acting.
Yeah.
But then rather than to be like, okay, I want to be part of the action team, I want to like do those stunts, I want to do those fights, I want to.
Yeah.
Because I remember it was quite cool when we met on Dragon Blade. You have a really cool fight in it, and you were so, and that was what you were most excited about. You were like, I get a feature fight in this movie.
Yeah, it was cool.
Whereas like for some of us who were like acting, you were just like, I'm so excited to get these lines, to get these scenes, and you were all about, I don't care about anything except this fight.
Yeah. Nice. I don't know. It was just that was cool. Like that part in like a Western movie would be like difficult for me to book. Because it was in China, which is less saturated. I was lucky. Right height and like right background for that time.
Yeah.
It was cool.
And all your weapon training you got from Wushu.
Yeah. It takes some time to kind of like make it less pretty. And I think like whatever background you have to kind of like convert it into something more universal on screen.
Yeah.
So I'd still spend. I think I did some projects before with good coordinators that like gave me pointers and like was screaming at me like, "No fucking gay wushu, Joe." I'm like, okay. So it's like, so kind of starting to make it less, martial artsy and more like.
I noticed that was kind of a problem for a lot of guys who were very rooted in their martial arts tradition.
Yeah.
Is because that you've just drilled it so much that this is how you land, this is how you finish, and yet when you do it in a movie, like the actor's not gonna finish like that because it's so awkward unless it's gonna be like The Matrix,
Yeah. I mean, it depends on, of course, like any movie is different and what they want.
Yeah.
But normally, like it will
like
be
you
a
want
bit
it
more,
raw, it looks dirty.
a bit more realistic,
Yeah.
And then you have like martial arts, especially wushu, which is very like performing and it's pretty, and there's a lot of things like you can almost spot like after a while, like oh, you're based in wushu, so you have similar issues like me, like kick some more crescent instead of like taekwondo, which is, or Thai boxing, like when they put the hip into it, things like that. So every whatever background you come from, you might need to polish it or change it, take things away and add some things to make it fit whatever you do working like for. But yeah, Dragon Blade was cool.
So what are you practicing now though?
I mean,
when you say like you want to get better, what are you chasing? How do you train?
At this very moment, I just try to keep in shape and
not get injured.
Yeah, that's it. Like I kind of like keep, nimble. But yeah, I would love to practice more BJJ and some more like more realistic, like MMA, some things like that, because that is like the very opposite of wushu. So that's also where I think I would probably improve the most.
What's the hardest thing you've ever done? Like you don't have to say like hard as in like the job, but just like execution or like you were scared as hell.
I don't know. It's like situations. It's always like working with. I don't know. It's always can be small things like you're supposed to do this thing, but the shield is attached to something too hard, so you just can't get it off in one take. And
because what was that movie you did like with you were medieval soldiers? Was it Nick Cage movie, something like that?
Yeah.
And everyone said that was really intense.
Outcast. Yeah. Outcast. I mean, it would.
And Tom, one of our friends, Tom, said he got run over by a horse, and he said that was scary.
Yeah, I think it was like close proximity to a horse. Yeah, it was. I mean, it's almost like when you move.
It's like how do you train for that? Like you can't. You just got to be brave enough.
Yeah, I mean, no, you can probably work on just like distancing and keeping within safe and like safe distance and stuff. But it's always like when you work with things like animals, it's always like that aspect of uncertainty. You just don't know if this horse is like So yeah, it's scary. But
can you ride a horse?
I do a bit of riding, but it's also like if you say like a driving guy, like a stunt driver, he would be like the Stig or something like Top Gear, like the driver guy. If you say a horse guy, it's normally like
he's the Stig of horses.
Yeah, might be from Spain, Portugal, or
so you don't want to call yourself a horse guy?
No, you would never, because it's different. Like I would be able to cope with simple things, But you know, it's just a different thing. Like I wouldn't, you know, if you would have done like a couple of martial arts classes, you probably wouldn't call yourself like the fight guy.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like the same. Like you find your, like, I mean, I'm not saying you, but
I purposely no. I was
Sorry.
very deliberate when I was in Asia not to call myself a fight guy
like,
because
you're a great actor.
Let's
speak about you, Harry.
No, it's not. They hear about me all the time. Oh, they will do. No, but the thing is that I have a massive.
Let's speak.
But I don't know when I'm gonna air it. Right? It might be. I might save you for episode 20. No, okay, but like, cause I studied Taekwondo as a kid,
right.
And then I was always passionate about martial arts, and then I did karate at uni, and I really, I think cause I had a dancing background as well,
yeah.
I was really good at kata,
right?
And I was really good at learning forms, and I always wanted to study wushu because I wanted like my gymnastics and my flexibility better. But then I got into like boxing and BJJ and like self-defense and practicality, and that's when I was just like why, like I'm less interested in like a head kick than like a choke or like a
BJJ is fucking cool, man.
Yeah.
Like that's also, it's just different. Like and that's something I think I had a couple of classes. I was doing like 2 months of like trying to train as much as possible.
Yeah.
Like 2 years back. It's just different.
Yeah,
Like
and it was something that I really got to because I knew I
like
wasn't
chess.
good at kicks. Yeah.
Like,
yeah, and I'm good at chess. See, so I was like,
right.
And I always joke with my family. I said if I didn't make it as an actor, I think I could be a good cage fighter.
Ah, that's cool.
And they freaked out at that. They were like, okay, let's. I think I did that on purpose. I was like, they're not gonna be happy about me acting. So I'm gonna be a cage fighter as a back. Yeah, no, do the acting. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, no, BJJ is fucking like that's a cool one. Like it really is like chess. I mean, I'm not.
You can do it.
No, I'm not white. I'm white belt.
You want to roll? You want to roll?
No,
I'll break something, and then your producers give me a call. Yeah. Like,
oh, the heel hooks is like this on stuff that is quite scary. Like you just know that like it's just that close to break. But yeah, that's a cool. It's just different martial arts, and I mean. There was
one I thought was really cool when I like because you don't really think about it, and it was like someone was telling me the difference between like a choke and a strangle, and like choke is like when you can't breathe anymore,
right?
But then, that's like a strangle, but then like a choke is when you like the blood you stop the blood circulation, so you can still kind of breathe, but then it just goes black because you're just not getting enough blood.
No oxygen to the brain, so you just pass out. Yeah, it's like. It's interesting. It's like scientific, and like just strategical.
Are you into your fighting as well? Do you like watching fighting?
I like to watch, but I'm not.
I mean, you're not into fighting. I mean, just like what to watch.
Oh, I love to watch.
So what do you like? You like boxing, MMA?
MMA is quite cool.
Yeah.
I look forward to the McGregor.
Khabib one. Who do you think's gonna win?
I don't know. Maybe.
Why are you scared to commit? Yeah. I can see you like you want to say. You just don't want to like. You just don't want people to hate on you.
I don't know. I feel like what McGregor.
Come on, say it. You think McGregor's gonna lose, don't you? Because I think McGregor's gonna win.
I think Khabib might take it. But I like McGregor. He's cool.
Because you got Russian friends. And you don't want to say that McGregor's gonna win.
No, I just think that Khabib probably is working a bit harder right now because less.
Well, he said
McGregor is rich now. Like he has everything. Like he has it.
So it takes away that hunger, but
maybe. But then he is he's a special
guy.
A special guy. I don't know, man. I think it's gonna be a good fight.
I think it's a massive thing to have layoff, and Khabib hasn't had layoff, and you've just been fight after fight after fight. But I think the thing that I think is really interesting about McGregor with MMA is I think McGregor knew that this was. I think he was looking at the roster, and he knew that this was the guy that he wanted.
Yeah.
So the thing is, he's got that prep time for Khabib for a long time.
Yeah.
Where it's like I bet he's got a poster of Khabib on his wall.
So what's this whole thing with the bus? Was that actually planned?
Well, from what I heard,
or did they in retrospect they were like,
I don't
let's
know,
use
exactly,
it.
That's the
I'm
thing.
like, because that was quite like, or like I mean,
Because you look at Dana White, like,
Yeah,
and
I was
Dana
like,
White's
was
smart
pissed.
guy. Dana White was legit pissed, but
He was like, he's going to jail, guys. He's fucking going to
Nah,
jail.
he wouldn't know because
And then I'm like,
it doesn't serve anyone. Even Khabib said that. Khabib said like, I'm glad he didn't go to jail because now I want to kick his ass.
Yeah.
And I can't kick his ass in jail.
Yeah, of course.
Right? And that was just like legit, like tough guy.
I don't know, like one fight or something got a bit like some.
Yeah, that was madness. So I reckon they would have said something like, okay, you're McGregor, you're known to be the crazy guy. Like, it's in your name, you're notorious.
Yeah.
So you're allowed to do something crazy. I think he just went too crazy because he injured some fighters.
Yeah, I mean, maybe they planned for it, but then it kind of went a bit out of hand.
And you can see how, like smash the glass is crazy, scare everyone, but you didn't expect some glass to cut
but
somebody.
like in the, like for this fight, they had like this perfect, like, he's saying something like everybody, like, I go to war, everybody goes to, like, we all go to war, and then you have like all the guys running in. Kind of fits. I don't know. Like.
I mean, yeah, but that's good. That's good editors, man.
That's
yeah. They're gonna use whatever.
Anyway, it is. They're fighters. So.
I mean, he's a master because the thing is, everyone knew that knew fighting that he had like 0.0001% chance against Mayweather. Right, the guy's the greatest, one of the greatest boxers of all time.
Yeah.
Like in his style, the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
But there's something about McGregor where you were still like, but he might. He's got this crazy, and that's the thing is with Khabib.
Yeah, it's
Khabib
true. You were
is
like, this won't happen, but maybe.
Exactly. He's just got that thing.
That was cool. Yeah.
So but I've been watching a lot of clips on it. I mean, a lot of MMA fighters, like, we know how good Khabib is, but McGregor's got the X factor,
and he got the trash talk.
But see, that's the thing that happened with Mayweather too. Mayweather's good at trash talk, but McGregor, like, Mayweather was just laughing to the bank, right? And Khabib's the same. Khabib is so focused.
Yeah.
He's just like,
Khabib is not like a trash talker.
No, he's just like, I want you. Khabib looks like he wants to eat something. Like, he looks hungry, and he's just like, give me the food.
He seems like a nice guy, I mean, McGregor as well. It's just like McGregor plays that role.
Yeah, he plays that role
very well. I like his walk.
Yeah. See, and so that's what I think is quite interesting about the stunt world. To bring it back a little bit, is the thing is with acting and stuff like that. I do think talent is only like 20%, like 30%. So much is about your networking, and so much more is about your marketing, right? If you can sell a movie, you're worth your weight in gold, right? And it doesn't matter if you're that good. It helps if you're good, but no one's really looking for the next Oscar winner. They're looking for the next rock that's going to sell a bunch of movies, right?
Yeah.
But the thing I like about, at least with stunt guys, is you guys have to be good.
Yeah, something complete.
Right? And you have reputation. Like, you have a reputation in the stunt world.
Yeah.
We won't go too into it. I know you're very like, this is my life, man.
No, but yeah, for sure. It's like, yeah.
Yeah, we won't do it. I know you're like, so I'm not going to say anything. No. I'm like, the best thing is to keep quiet. Like,
yeah. Yep.
What would your dream movie be?
What's that?
What's your dream movie? Apart from the one that you're in now, that you're not allowed to talk about. Dream movie.
Man, there's a lot of cool movies. I would say there's a lot of cool movies to work on.
Would you do a superhero movie?
Yeah, I mean, man, it's like, to be honest, like
any superhero.
Like, to be honest, it's like, it's more like if they will give me the chance, I would like happily take it. But it depends on like, and then it's also like I do need to earn it. I am like in the stunt world, people guys.
But the thing is, like, there's different levels, right? Because I'm pretty sure that if you had to double for like Iron Man, it wouldn't be as challenging as if you had to double for John Wick.
Oh yeah, I mean, but Keanu Reeves, that's probably
there's a lot of his own stuff.
Yeah, and he's excited. Like nowadays you have actors that are amazing.
Yeah.
Joel Kinnaman is also into like BJJ and stuff. Like
what's he doing?
Joel Kinnaman, what's that? That TV series on Netflix. Altered Carbon. I quite like that.
Dude, he's so good. He's Swedish, isn't he?
Yeah, Swedish.
He's pushing that.
Yeah.
He's a big guy. He's like what, 6'3", 6'4"?
Yeah.
What are you?
You train.
You're 6'1"?
6'2". Yeah, 6'2", something like that. Yeah.
Because I remember, I have a lot of respect for that guy because I remember I remember I watched the movie in Swedish. That was apparently his breakout.
Oh, the Fast Cash?
Yes.
It's good.
And it's
That
good.
one's
You've
great.
got to see this movie.
Oh,
it
it's
is in
great.
Swedish, but he's really good.
Yeah,
and apparently
great.
that was his break. And then after that,
Yeah.
he just got, maybe after moving, he got RoboCop, which was, But like, I mean, he's a good, I mean, his fights are dope. Altered Carbon is amazing.
No, he's training hard, and that's also like one thing. Like nowadays, depending on what movie you work in and what actor you work with, sometimes you have an actor that is like very proficient in some martial arts.
Yeah.
That's also why I'm like it's quite tough because you have to train a lot, and then still, if I would work with him, he'd probably be more proficient at BJJ than me because I don't come from that.
Yeah,
background.
because you haven't specified.
Then it's like and of course, like for a movie.
Oh my god, dude, that's actually so intimidating. Like if I was the actor and then you're like, and then I'm watching you and you're like, I thought you were like
that's
dude, like
that's not really right.
yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, that's the thing. You just have to keep training, yeah. But yeah, like any movie, it's really like stuntman work. You have stuntmen like that's in the business for like 30 years or something. So it's like I'm quite new in the business, and if I get a chance, I'll take it, and hopefully I don't fuck it up.
But how long can stuntmen stay in the business though?
It depends on.
Well, I mean, you say that, but we when we were on Jackie Chan's movie, we hung out with his stunt guy, right? What was he, the Korean guy?
Oh yeah, Mr. Lee.
Mr. Lee, yeah.
So he's a cool guy.
And he was like, so Jackie's like what, 60 something now, right?
Yeah.
And Mr. Lee was 50 something. It's 10 years younger, but he's
Yeah.
still 50 something.
Yeah.
And I remember Jackie used to be like, Mr. Lee, sit down, I got this. And he's
Yeah.
like, oh, but I was like, he's super
amazing.
nice guy.
He looks
super nice guy.
the same.
Yeah.
The nicest guy ever.
But he's been Jackie's stunt guy for like 15 years or something.
Yeah, Korea. And I mean, depends on like what you're doing. Really. Like you can work in the like for forever. I think depending on what you do. And
Who would you love to work with and work for?
I don't know, man. It's too many questions.
Too many questions. Okay, this is an easier one, and I thought it's something.
Like
It's something.
Harry, this is the second one. I don't think people know enough about you. Who would you like to work with?
You know, honestly, like I would love to be like a core cast of something that like it's not a remake or something like a Game of Thrones or like a Vikings, right? Where it's like it's just you know, it's not because the thing with Game of Thrones is also a book, so people have these images in their head.
Yeah.
But I thought the cool thing with Vikings is that like nobody had any expectations, right? They were just like awesome.
Yeah.
Ragnar, whatever.
Yeah.
Right, and that dude is
But
awesome.
it's quite historically accurate. I think that show. It's actually like following, and that dude died, and then that's like.
Do you have Viking blood?
Oh yeah, I actually just like this is like actually I got a letter. Like,
Got a letter from the court of Vikings. Just bullshit.
No, but this is actually true. I got a letter like to the family. We got like a letter, and somebody have like studied like and researched like the kind of like royal heritage, whatever. So I'm like Gustav Vasa. Gustav Vasa is like quite like a big king back in the time, back in the day.
Okay.
And I'm
following you.
I'm quite like not like perfectly straight down like I'm the king, like but
you're saying you've got royal blood.
I'm one of those thousands, I think, in Sweden that like you know like his like yeah so.
Because
he's quite Swedish. That's about 100 years back, so I guess.
Because I dated this Norwegian girl, and she was telling me that they actually only quite like people are surprised. There's only a small percentage that can prove that they're Vikings.
I wonder if the Icelandic dudes
are more higher percentage.
Oh, I think so, because basically what they speak, the language they speak, is like a old, like Scandinavian, Swedish or Norwegian or whatever. Like what we speak is like very like. We have Germanic, like from that time when we were doing trades with like the Germans, and we have French words as well and English as well because there's a lot of trade.
What French words do you have?
I don't know. We have some French words.
Give me a French word. Merci.
We do have French words. It was a while ago. I know about this because I went to school.
You've been to Asia.
I don't remember the specific word. Come on, bro.
It's not fair, man. You won't speak any Portuguese. You won't speak any 普通话.
可以没问题，哥们儿。
Oh, then dude, like he's cheating because he's using like you're using the curl.
Yeah, I mean it's just weird when you like because normally you have like the different modes.
Yeah.
So like
and you have
like
different,
English
different
mode.
accents. Yeah.
Yeah, and if I would meet like with a Chinese dude, he would like speak like with broken like English with me.
Yeah.
I would just switch over to Chinese because that is like naturally my communication.
Yeah. But now we're in England. You just so used
yeah,
to using brain. Have you ever dreamed in Chinese?
Do you dream in languages?
I think my languages aren't good enough to dream in languages. But I have asked this to some people, and some people dream in different languages.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I don't know if it works like that for me. My dreams are all just a bit fucked up. Really. I don't know.
Actually, that reminds me of when we were on Dragon Blade. Like Clarky was, I kept banging on. He was so.
You need to do a podcast with Clarky.
We need to get him into.
And that's gonna be actually. Can we just have one like us three?
Yeah, oh for sure. If he comes,
that would be fun.
Clarky, come to London. We're waiting for you.
Yeah, because he's watching it right now.
This spot here, you can sit here, splits on this wall, and you put your head back.
Clarky is the best.
But we used to talk with Clarky a lot about lucid dreaming. Do you remember?
Oh yes.
And I just and I
I'm
think
still interested in. Actually, I spoke with some of the stunt guys just like a week ago about lucid dreaming in
because I remember
Interstellar.
you said you did it accidentally sometimes.
Inception, just once. But that was like during that time when he spoke about it, like because you guys spoke about it. I was kind of like sitting around and like just listening and kind of like soaking it in. I was young and innocent.
Young, dude, you make me like so old.
No,
I'm so old.
but you guys were like really into it because I think he already had one. Like he was like he could control it, whatever. Like he's like the fucking shaman of lucid dreams and stuff.
Clarky easily could have become a monk. Easily.
He's like a monk shaman.
A monk shaman in massive boxes. Who's got really good martial arts skills.
Yeah, that was fun.
Actually, because that's the thing is like it was like that like the group of guys. I think because we were going through challenging times together, like we were like because we had like Danny. And Danny was like, Danny would just pick up random heavy stuff sometimes, you know.
Yeah, it was cool. I think that was the coolest, like one of the coolest things with working in Asia and China is that, you know, it's tougher. The catering is the worst on the, like it's literally worse than what we like probably prisoners would get.
Mate, fighting for one egg every morning. Do you remember?
Basically in China, Dragon Blade, you had like you wake up, you get to the set, and we carry our old chairs because they don't have fucking chairs.
If you were smart enough to bring your own chair.
I broke my foot. Clarky was carrying my chair because we had.
Because they were roommates at the time, so Clarky had taken care of it.
And no. This is like because this was like prison for us, so it was like. Not cigarettes, it was Snicker bars, right? Like, what's the currency?
Oh, yeah,
and then, what he got back from carrying my chair was that he could use the chair when I was shooting.
Yeah.
So I was, like, off shooting, he was sitting in the chair. And if somebody else sat in the chair, like some extra or something from Russia or whatever.
Oh, we get mad.
Oh, we get
so mad.
That was like our fucking, this is my chair. Like,
I've never sat in that chair.
And that chair was
never sat in that chair.
That was like, what, like 20 pounds or whatever, like, it was nothing. But just because it was like shooting this movie was equivalent to war.
No, I remember because this is what I got jealous about was because we were shooting in Hangdian, right? And then we were also shooting in the desert.
Oh yeah.
But the thing is, whenever we had downtime, you could go back to Shanghai.
Yeah.
Whereas I wasn't allowed to because I had to fly back to Hong Kong. So I had to stay there. So when you went back, you come back with like goodie bags, like all the currency, chocolate bars, stuff like that. And I was like sitting there like
gray hair. It was fucking. Hangdian is this like literally hell on earth. Like I can say
it's like the Hollywood of China.
No,
right?
it's like the
all the movie sets,
anti-terror, like anti-Christ of Hollywood. It's like Hollywood is like.
This is him saying this. I wouldn't mind working in China again. 加油, 中国.
加油. I can say this because literally in Hangdian right now it's just the shittiest of shitty projects in China.
Yeah.
Like that's the worst projects in Hangdian. It's like the old TV shows and it's the biggest studio. Like
it's the biggest studio.
It's basically because I don't think they figured out like the angles and shit. Like in big studios you build like parts of a set. They just built the fucking city, like the whole city in different ages. So they have like 1940s China for all the anti-Japanese ones because they like those movies. It's okay.
And then like you like start off not saying anything. Now it's all coming out now.
It's okay.
It's all coming out now.
They won't watch this. It's okay.
So you have to forget like most of my people are from Hong Kong. So it just takes one or two
It's
who are like super pro China to be like
from what's that? Hage Brothers.
This Swedish king descendant is racist against Asians.
I was very fortunate to work in China. I'm grateful. I want to thank everyone. Hangdian is still shit.
There you go.
It's still shit.
There you go. We're gonna edit out that last bit. And
seriously, I think even Chinese people will be like, "Oh, that's a shit place."
Yeah.
What's Yeah, that's if they. Yeah. No, it's bad. It's like it's weird because it's basically.
You don't know any Cantonese, do you? You try it. But see, that's the thing I thought was so funny when I learned Mandarin because I didn't know any swear words.
Yeah.
And then you hear everyone swearing on set, and it just sounds so funny because swearing in Mandarin sounds so polite. Like it's like compared to Cantonese, it just sounds so polite.
Cantonese. It's more like characteristic. Yeah.
Cantonese, I mean, you can say I love you and it sounds like a swear word. My favorite one in Cantonese for like it means I miss you. It's so aggressive. It sounds like so aggressive. I miss you.
Oh shit.
Oh,
it's.
Okay.
Dragon Blade.
This other question. As a stunt guy, because this was something that actually a lot of people are interested in and just curious about. How do you feel about because I don't know if you know this, I think I talked about this episode once now yet, that the Oscars just said that they're going to make a new category.
This is political. Let's go back to Dragon.
It's not. Dragon was again some trouble.
No, because...
No, it's not. I was just curious. I just want... Okay, seriously.
Can I close off the last topic? Because we started it and it was kind of like...
Okay, it's not
like,
okay.
Oh, shit.
We can close it up.
Just close it up. Yeah. The reason why I was speaking about all the shitty things, because it was quite rough.
Yeah,
right.
The
coolest thing though with it is that since we worked together, like we were like a couple of guys like in the desert in like Gansu or something. Like we didn't have food. We were like it was bad.
So
oh yeah, and the thing with extra, I didn't like. You get there to the set.
What was the name of that white American guy? I said like white boy. The American guy who like used to be like a sniper or some shit. He used to do MMA. He used to fight in MMA in China, and then he fought in a match and he broke his back.
Oh yeah. It's a big guy.
Yeah, big guy. Do you remember?
He was in that one, but I think he had a legit job on the side. Like he was like finance or something, and just was like, I gotta shoot a movie.
Yeah, he was shooting. Because I remember he was like,
and that's kind of like in China it was like that.
It was like that.
You could be like into something else, and then you look like the dude, and you aren't retarded with like coordination.
Yeah.
So we will use you in the movie. While like in West, it's like you go through crazy education, and you have amazing people that don't find work.
Yeah,
it's crazy. Yeah. But yeah, like in that, like in the morning, you get to the set, and you see like this Russian extra just running with 4 eggs in his hand, and then this old catering dude. You can't even call him a cook or catering dude because the only thing he does was like putting egg in like this. Wasn't even water. It was like brown thingy, and he just stood with his like spoon, big fucking wooden spoon.
I think it was a weapon disguised as.
No, he used it as a weapon. He was running after that like extra dude, like with the spoon, and probably behind his back it was like dudes just grabbing eggs.
I think they planned it. It's a bunch of Ukrainian dudes. They're very smart.
For this movie, right? I can speak bad about it. Like, this is truth, right? This is the truth.
100%. Because now he's doing good in the West. He's like, this is gonna get me in trouble, though. Okay, keep going.
No. But seriously though. So in this movie, they asked us to be like big. Like strong, right?
Yeah,
they wanted like big, strong generals.
Romans. They wanted the Romans
yeah,
to
like
be
huge.
Yeah.
And So we like, you know, everybody trained before it, and we're like, yeah, it's gonna be the biggest movie ever. Outbreak, yeah, fuck yeah, oh, we're so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was the biggest budget. China
It was the
movie.
biggest budget.
Biggest
It was
budget.
like 70 million US dollars, which is a lot in China because,
Lot.
you know, people don't get paid.
Yeah.
And we were like, you know, quite serious about it. I think everybody, you, me, Clarky, and you know, we're training to get like mass, and then we get to the set, and they give us 1 egg for breakfast.
Yeah. No matter how big you were, who you were, whatever.
Yeah,
everyone's
and like, you know, and we live in an area where like you have like a small shop by the hotel with like chicken claws.
Yeah.
And some kind of tofu, like it's like some weird tofu with like chilies and Snickers. So everybody was like eating Snickers.
Yeah.
And you don't get like Snickers and 1 egg in the morning.
The one that killed me was it was all like China imitation like food.
Oh,
so
yeah.
it wasn't like Snickers. It was like China Snickers. And it
have
wasn't
been.
like Oreo cookies. It was like China.
It's just like take some ingredients, take it away,
Yeah.
add some whatever.
Yeah.
With-
Filler.
Man,
You
in
literally
China,
got like
literally,
empty calories.
they have fake eggs. So some people like it's like make more money from instead of like breeding like you don't breed egg from waiting for the like, you know, chicken to produce a fucking egg. Like you just sit down and it comes an egg. They make the egg a fake one with the yellow thing, the white thing, and they earn money from it because a normal egg is like what like 0.8 RMB, which is like, what is that like? It's like
Well, I saw it
like
doing like fake
nothing.
rice as well too. Right?
Everything you have like fake food. So basically, on one of those sets, I'm pretty sure I ate like fake meat. Like it was just like it wasn't tofu, and it was just stringy. And yeah, it's just weird, man.
Yeah, it's weird. It was tough. It was tough.
It was
sustain
rough,
from that
but
stuff.
we got like close. What we had like, what would you rather?
We
in
were.
the bus?
Oh my god, I forgot that game.
How could you? You were like the.
But
the
it's
god of
just,
what would you rather?
no, it was just it was Clarky was just. Clarky was like
That
messing.
who was the guy that was just like brought it to the next level? It was always like what would you rather, like something.
Jim or whatever. Danny was
Yeah,
always Danny was
Jim.
always so polite.
Yeah,
And
Jim.
then,
I miss Jim.
But it was just always it just got always down to just brutal like what would you rather sleep
Poop
with
on
your
your
mother
mom
or your
or
father?
mom.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and it was
yeah.
just like I'm like no, I'm not gonna answer that.
Yeah, it's like we had enough of shit in the desert. We like add some more.
But
Mental.
What I thought was crazy is that they're meant to provide all the food that you need, right?
Yeah.
But first thing we do, straight back to Hongdian and we go to a restaurant, we go eat because like we're
We just
we're
I tried
dying.
to find like the best, most expensive restaurant ever, which was like probably like equivalent to like the cheapest like hamburger joints, you know.
The equivalent of McDonald's, yeah.
Probably yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, we would actually like in over there. I would love to eat McDonald's. Like KFC was like, oh wow, like fancy.
Yeah.
Ooh, KFC.
You know one thing I think that's great about those experiences too is it was a very high profile movie, but it was also like very like humbling.
Oh, it was. I mean,
Right.
unless
And-
like,
and,
to be
like-
honest, some of the features I got from that movie though, even though it was such art, it was like still some of the best I like ever got.
Yeah.
The action, I mean, there were some great like. The action was quite cool. I mean, there's a lot of different issues with that like movie and such, but there was some good stuff.
You know what really broke my heart? I remember like, cause that was like
The-
like you and Chloe got like the featured fights. I thought that was awesome.
Danny
And then I remember I asked Jackie's stunt team what's his main guy, the tall guy.
oh, I don't remember.
So I asked him, I was like, how come I'm never a fight, right? And he said, oh, it's because you're the architect. You're like, so you gotta like,
Oh, yeah.
you're always like coming up, and you let the other ones fight. And then we finally had that. Do you remember that day where it's still like one of my best memories on any movie set, when it was like we just escaped from the steps, right?
Yeah.
That bit, and then we're like on the thing, and we had loads of extras, and then Jackie gets on this like megaphone. Right, and remember how we'd always used to fight to stand next to Jackie because then you knew you'd be in the shot, so we'd always fighting to get next to Jackie. And then Jackie gets on this megaphone and goes, okay, everybody, it's gonna be a helicopter shot, it's like super big, so anyone can fight anyone, anyone can kill anyone except you, you can't die. Everyone else can die. Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah.
And you were just like, it was like you like felt invincible. It was like anyone. It's like, and if you met a stunt guy, they would like do some awesome flip, but you were like literally nobody could die.
You met some like, and then you met like some
You're
other.
Drago. You're like Drago.
Drago is the best guy. I love him. He's funny as fuck. Like, you met Drago. That is also a role, I think, but not like, you know, like he could die.
Right. Drago died like 4 times in the movie, but
right.
he kept managing to come back
and
try to show his face. And we were like, "But Drago, we just showed your face dying." And he's like, "No, it's okay."
I love the best job in the Chinese movies. They continue the dude.
Yeah, man.
Like seriously, like that dude is like sleeping, like like he must.
We used to say for him too. Yeah, we used to say.
It's like it's just you see stuff and like it's like. I have a helmet on, next shot I don't have a helmet on, nobody cares. I asked the stunt guy, he's like, hey, no problem.
I have to say this publicly. So you remember the time, we just talked about this, remember the time I went back to Hong Kong?
Yeah.
So in the script, right, and I remember this was one moment, oh it was so sad. So John Cusack just dies, it's a spoiler, but you should watch Dragon Blade. John Cusack dies. And we're all the Romans that are left, like all the Romans being killed. And then Jackie turns to me and he goes, "Okay, now you're the leader." And I was like, "Oh my god, this is awesome, like the leader." And then Jackie goes, "Give a speech." And he's just like me, he's just talking to me. He just give a speech. I'm like, what kind of speech? He goes, like Braveheart. Give a speech. And I was like, "But Jackie, like do you want me to write one?" I was like, "Do you want me to write one for you?" No, he goes, "They're your men, give a speech."
Yeah.
And like I remember like those 4K cameras, they were like shh, and I was like, oh my god, like I'm giving like speech, and like what speech do I give? So I was like quickly like coming up with something. And then was like, everyone die, let's die for honor, and then everyone was like, wow.
Wasn't it like,
and then like charge?
I better die like a lion than live like a snake or something.
something like that. And then there was something like, if we're gonna die, let's die for honor.
Right.
And then we were like all for honor, and then we charged. And that didn't make the movie, dude.
Oh man,
so many bits.
I broke my foot like in the break of this movie because I needed to bulk up for my general thing, and then I was young and innocent and I got a lot of muscles like on short time and fat as well. Just eat carb loading crazy and did a flip and landed wrong and broke my foot, and they were like, "It's okay, we'll give you 2 weeks to recover." And I'm like, fuck. I went back with the cast on my fucking foot, started to shoot, and I had a death scene. Everybody's killing me.
Oh yeah, the death scene was so good. So that when they finally let me fight.
It was cut.
I know, that's what I mean. But I remember watching it, right? And it was good. And you and Clarky died. Didn't you like grab each other's hands or something?
Oh.
It was like really emo moment. You grab each other's hands.
They were like, grab your hands, and I'm like, so let's do. I mean, like trying different.
Yeah,
like,
and you were just like
this. Oh, this is a little gay. What if like this tingle like here?
Yeah, just like fingertips. Yeah.
And they're like, no.
But they're like reaching for each other.
And they're like watching the playback. They're like, maybe less gay. And we try. And
so it was like a wrist one, right?
Yeah.
And everyone's flexing. So how close to the camera they are flexing?
I mean, yeah.
But yeah, so you guys died. Me and Jim are like the only survivors, right? So they finally had to let me fight because everyone else is dead. So I was like, yeah, this finally fucking show my stuff, like all my years of fencing, blah blah. Finally, that got cut, man.
Everything got cut.
All got cut.
But man,
Danny's
monologue.
I asked Daniel Lee, man. I asked him. I was like, I was like, can I get the footage? And he's like, oh, I don't watch. He goes, I wait like 5 years until after the movie's out before I watch stuff again.
Well,
and I was like, oh man.
I mean, Danny had a.
That had that good monologue.
Yeah.
Got cut.
Yeah.
Brutal.
Yeah, it's.
And it was essential. It was like important to the story too.
Man, I think I still have like. Do you remember like those videos from the desert? I still have it on my Instagram.
Okay, maybe I can post it in the edit.
Yeah, just edit it in there.
Edit in the thing.
I think you were like, well.
It's easy for you to find because you like rarely post on Instagram, so it's only like 4 lines down.
You were like Instagram, like you were like famous on Instagram, right?
I worked on it. I worked on it after Dragon Blade, because I was like, I don't want to lose out because I suck at marketing, or because I don't put
suck
my
at
weight
marketing.
into marketing.
Yeah, well, fair enough. No, it's good, man. It's good.
But when we were in the desert, I don't think Instagram was big yet.
No, it was like still Facebook.
Yeah, still Facebook.
Instagram kind of like, yeah. But then I think it was
They didn't
always...
have Instagram stories.
To be honest, I think
yeah.
when I was like based in China, everything was delayed by 1 and 2 years.
Yeah.
So maybe it was like, I don't know.
But I mean, because we complain, but China's quite impressive now. Like everything is on WeChat.
They have
everything is in
WeChat.
Pay.
I must
WeChat
say
is
WeChat
amazing.
is good. So basically, it's like WhatsApp, some kind of pay. What do you have?
Plus Google Maps, plus
like anything. You have games on WeChat. And you send videos.
it's like Instagram as well.
Call.
Instagram,
It's like
WhatsApp,
Skype,
yeah.
WhatsApp, Instagram, like the profiles
Instagram,
as well,
feeds.
and the money things, and you can order
And
food,
Facebook, yeah.
and it's fun. Like it's amazing.
But it is scary because it's everything in one, and they
Yeah.
and they monitor it.
I don't think really they have like those privacy settings. I don't think people in China really cares about it. They don't really like. It's just a different dialogue. Like everything that comes to like West.
It's
like,
all about freedom, yeah.
No, but it's just like a issue comes up somewhere and then it spreads over the world, and it's just like China is just like pew, did everything like Me Too. Nobody in China was like Me Too.
Yeah.
Nobody. They were like, nah, that's how it works. That's okay.
Shit.
And whatever, like, yeah, it's just like, it's interesting because it's like a question comes up and then just it's a different place. The freedom of speech, like the privacy settings, they don't care. I mean, like, okay, sorry, because I'm sure there's some people.
No, they do care.
There are probably like some people that really like strongly feels for this.
Yeah.
But at least this is the friends that I know about, and you know, my surrounding. I didn't notice like anyone that was like, you know.
But that's what I feel most people, and I noticed this like places when the more you travel, people are just worried about like their day-to-day problems. You know, they got issues at work. There's someone they don't like at work. They're trying to do better at their job. Maybe they didn't sleep well. They want to go out tomorrow. Those are the problems they want to deal with. Nobody wants to deal with the bigger picture of politics and.
Yeah, and China does better and better for each and every year. I think as long as it's improving, kind of. They don't really question like the details about like at least the general like dudes. But then I was based in Shanghai, which is kind of like the front
Special city, yeah.
So maybe I'm like very like, you know, I don't see the real China. I don't know. Real China is the chef chasing us with spoon.
Do you still go home to Sweden and feel like this is home, or do you feel that you've changed and?
I changed. No, I mean of course it's a different thing, but no, Sweden is still home for sure.
Yeah.
I mean it's but it is like it's a big contrast. But then like to balance it, because I think the first year in China I was also like very like, you know, everything in China was that's the way to do it. Look at these like guys how they train. That's the way to do it. I want to like I wasn't questioning anything.
Yeah.
And everything was cool and correct. And I was not like anti-West, but I'm like, West is also like the medium. West can be like kind of subjective in some sense, you know, always kind of pointing out things that actually aren't, you know, maybe too important for the people in the place, like in China. So at that point I was kind of like, China and Wushu, and you know, this is the way. And then slowly, like, you know, with the years I had a different thing when I was like everything anti-China, like fuck, I'm so tired of this, I'm so tired of that, and then, you know, it's kind of like finding that balance. And then also like, so this is like, Sweden is great at some things, and then some things Sweden is a bit, you know, overly like, I don't want to use politically correct because that's like Trump's words, and then it's like, it sounds bad, but it's quite like, it's very much like, you know, small issues and making problems from things that aren't really problems. And it's just things, it's like Denmark and Sweden are very similar in statistics, but I think Swedes are generally like very more sensitive and more like, you know,
interesting.
Yeah, something like, there is positive things, and there's negative things, and you slowly I guess and I hope I get like a more objective view of each place.
I think
of course,
that's such an advantage of living in different cultures is it just gives you perspective.
Perspective, yeah.
And especially in Asia where there's just so many more people, they're so hardworking and so competitive and just so focused on like getting ahead.
It's
of whatever.
just different ways, and I mean it's quite like you can't really like this and neglect this. Okay.
What's happening?
Well, I'm trying to find the right word, but
while you're thinking about it.
No. Like there are so many people that lives in that way, so you can't really say they are all wrong or something like that. Like that's just one way of living.
Exactly.
And and then you have other people in different places, and I mean we in Scandinavia are quite fortunate, like to grow up in a place like that. So yeah, it's just
I think one thing definitely as I got older is like I let things go a lot more.
Yeah, I won't be like as sensitive and like
exactly.
No.
Yeah.
Because you meet
and this is how the way it should be because this is how I saw it somewhere else.
Now with time you just meet people, like more people with different views, and it's like why would I need to take the battle every time somebody has a different like view? This like it might be more important just like the day-to-day like relationship.
Or just live by example. Do the best that you can do.
Sometimes if you think about it, when it gets to politics and stuff, like somebody else, even if they would support, like say some Trump or whatever, like the day-to-day like life, I'm sure they're like very nice people. Yeah. Like I'm sure they're like cool. It's just that they have a different view of the world, and
then that suddenly makes them complete opposites. Because that's what we have to talk about.
Yeah. And I mean, sometimes it could be like a victim of media, but of course this is from my perspective. But like I'm quite liberal from Sweden, so it's like,
which is surprising because you're descendant of a Swedish king.
Yeah.
Okay, last question, because this is something that we were talking about, is how do you feel? So we were just saying that Oscars just came up with a new category.
Political.
For best. It's not political. For most popular film, which is most likely going to be Black Panther, but they still haven't done a category for stunt guys.
No, this is super political.
Why is that super?
No, political? I mean I do support that though. Like
because Jackie Chan set one up, right? A stunt.
I mean, it's just I think it's the Jackie Chan's Action Week or something, and he invites like action profiles and things like that.
Because I asked this to a friend, and they were saying that the issue is who do you give the awards to? Is it like the stunt director, the coordinator, the performer?
I mean, you can give it to a team as well. Or you could have like
is it like type? Because then maybe you get hit by a horse.
I mean, there is already a award called Taurus Award for stunt people, and I think it's quite like official in that community, in the stunt community, and I think they have. I'm not totally sure because I never went. I'm new in the business, but I think it's the best stunt or most impressive stunt or something like that. It would be to a performer. And then you would have like, if for example Black Panther, which has great action, then it might be like the stunt coordinator, like the person that he brought all the amazing pieces together, and and made that an amazing part of the movie. And of course, like I do think that I have like the best, what is that, arts and like art department have award, and the music, like the music and I mean. When you are working like as big and as much like budget and a lot of money goes into coordinating the action for action movies, that is. So of course, I don't know. I think it might be like people that thinks that that sees stuntmen as a guys, a group of people that take roids and cocaine and just throw themselves like into like things, but it's quite technical and quite different nowadays. It might have been like that like way back, but now it's like it is for sure. Huh?
It's art form. It is.
It is.
Because it is totally different. Like learning how to punch someone for real, and then learning how to punch someone for camera. It's totally.
Of course, yeah. I mean, it is. Yeah, it is. And I mean,
but we won't get into actors that are method.
No,
we won't get into that.
We won't.
That's political.
That's political. No, but for sure, it's a lot of like it's a lot of technique, and depending on the movie, like some movies might just want like hack and slash, and you know then you know that's totally fine. But some other movies, you know, will want something. It's just quite important piece of the blockbusters nowadays, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think that
cool.
should be.
Well, I don't want to drain you too much.
It's okay.
It's awesome to have you. So good to catch up after so long.
Like
I mean, I think what's awesome is that you're gonna be here in London. You know, I just got here. You just got here.
Yeah, it's awesome.
So hopefully he'll be around a lot. And if you got any questions, just write to us in the comments.
Yeah.
I'll try to post some. English. I'll try to post some videos. I'll work on my Mandarin.
Yeah.
And learn some Swedish.
Yeah, do that. Sorry.
Okay, when you did your furniture for your place, was it unfurnished? Was it furnished?
Yeah, it was unfurnished.
Unfurnished. So of course, where's the go-to? You went to IKEA, but is it still the best for furnishing your place, or is that just loyalty?
Well, it's obviously not the best IKEA.
What do you mean? No. But I mean, in terms of quality for dollars. Like IKEA's
it's not bad. Good. It's not bad. I mean,
and IKEA you have a whole range.
I must say that the owner of IKEA is quite cool. Ingvar Kamprad. He's passed, I think, but he lived in a normal villa with IKEA furniture and a old 1990s Volvo or something. And he's just like, and he's the richest Swedish guy or something. Like he's rich, but he was just like the humblest ever. So I'm like, I'm humble too. IKEA. No, I don't know. I like it's. It's convenient.
What gym equipment do you have at your place?
I don't have any gym equipment. Do you have any?
I just got some parallel bars.
Oh.
So I can practice my. I want to.
It's like the.
I want to planche.
I want to planche. CrossFit, right?
Actually, it's a bit.
You're gonna get planche.
I don't have a planche, but I want a planche.
That's sick.
I want a one-handed handstand as well.
Oh, that's sick. Oh, there's this guy something.
Actually, I'll send it to you after. There's this dude that I follow, a Swedish guy as well.
Oh, yeah.
He's like one of the best rock climbers in the world.
Oh, yeah.
But his body control is sick.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I think there's this guy I know that does the hands like one arm handstand, one handstand, and one hand handstand, right? And he's just like my English is just like failing me. He's a circus dude.
Oh yeah,
and I think he has salt and water or something. He has like classes around the place in London as well. I might want to train with him because that's.
Oh, yeah, let me know. Maybe it's
a different it's gymnastic, right?
Yeah.
You always think that gymnasts are the best. I don't know, but to me, when I saw him train, I'm like, that's different. Like he does like 5 seconds on this arm, change to this one, 5 seconds, change back, and like I don't know, like.
I trained with this really, really good dude in Singapore, and he gave me some really good tips. But I mean, most of the guys that I follow, they're like Russian dudes, and they never train legs. You know, it's like jacked up bodies, like keep your legs light. You know, but
yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm into Olympic weightlifting right now, and so that's the CrossFit that I do.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, I do pick and choose because the thing is, I don't care about my fitness. Because you can't see fitness on camera.
Snickers Dragon Blade days.
That's because it was Snickers Dragon Blade in the desert, man.
I was like fat, slim.
Exactly.
It's good that we had the armor to hide. It was a big armor looking.
Fat, slim, in a cast. Huge. But I remember your face because the thing is, your fight was done, so you were like, I don't care about the rest. I don't still care about the rest of the movie.
No, I still thought I would get some features, but no, literally it was those 45 seconds.
And then your death scene. Yeah.
That was cut.
Yeah, which was cut.
Which was cut. No, it was interesting, man. Dragon Blade was.
Most brutal story on Dragon Blade, I reckon that Russian guy who got stung by a scorpion.
Oh.
Do you remember?
Yeah.
And
And
he
they
had
were
to
like,
wait.
oh, they had. Oh, I love it. Yes. So there's like cars driving us back and forth to the desert, and they're like, not cars, the Chinese version of cars.
so much better.
But yeah, I'm a racist. I'm sorry. I'm like royal blood from Sweden. Nah, fuck that. I'm sorry, but I've been living in China for 8 years, so it's like. Come on.
He has a lot of love for China. He does.
Yeah,
It's just.
my
It's
girlfriend's
just.
Chinese.
There you go.
Yeah, so yeah.
But this dude gets stung by a scorpion.
And they're like, put some water on it. Let's wait and take the car like when we've wrapped the day in 4 hours or 5 hours. Just
Yeah, because we don't want to send the car with just you.
No, because then he
back,
has
it's
to
a
come
waste of
back
a
because
car,
they
yeah.
just had enough Chinese cars, Chinese versions of cars to drive us. It was such a lame movie. I'm gonna find this.
You know that was interesting, but the other interesting one was when we shot in Beijing, and that was the first time I experienced the Beijing pollution.
Oh man,
Dude, I got an instant nosebleed.
Yeah.
Like, and I was like, what the hell's going on? And they were like, yeah, that's pollution.
And that's not even the worst. I think 1 year afterwards, or 2 years afterwards or something, I did one movie in Beijing, close to Beijing, Hebei, where they have all the coal plants. And basically, you would have to drive with the hazard lights on.
That's what it was. It was the same movie. It was the same movie.
I don't know if it was, but I might have pictures. It was just like you couldn't. You see the next traffic light like a dim.
Yeah.
And it's just like 5 meters off, and then the next one is gone, and you just like, what is? It's crazy. I think it was even like like snowing.
Oh my
dust. God. It was like
ash. It was like
ash.
pollution. Yeah.
Oh, it was fucked. And I mean, Clarky, because he was like.
I think we have to get him now. We just keep talking about.
Oh yeah, because he has this like. I wasn't, I was based in Shanghai, which is like livable, and Beijing is it's not livable. so if you live in Beijing, you need this thing which tells you like on
the pollution
a scale.
meter, yeah, the pollution.
Yeah,
meter.
from 1 to 500, and 5 or something above 300, 200 is like hazardous. Like every minute in the air, you will actually like reduce your lifespan or something. Like it's fucked, right? And
scary.
Then like
you were okay now, but your lifespan is
yeah, it's just fucked. And Paul bought he bought those the masks,
the filtered masks. Yeah,
and I mean it's like different ones, like the white ones that everybody has, but it doesn't.
They're basic.
Yeah, like this is a science that every foreigner in China will understand. Like we will. It's a lot to it. So it's like different particles. It doesn't kill the smallest particles, which is the dangerous ones, that goes into the lungs. So he has this huge fucking thing like over the, like walking around like this, and in his room he had this meter, and inside the room it was just like constantly on 500.
That's what was scary, is you couldn't hide from it. It's not like you go outside and inside is safe. No, it was like in your room.
Because I mean the AC, whatever they had like hooked up, it was like the filters in it was probably like just gone.
Yeah.
Like just fuck. And so inside there, if it says 500, it could be anything above 500. It could be like, I don't know, 2,000 or something. Nobody knows.
No one knows.
Nobody knows. It's like above the meter. It's fucked.
It's like beyond hazardous.
Yeah, it's just like, I guess we're dead. I guess we're fucked.
Good night, Joel. Maybe see you in the morning.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Who knows? Oh, it was fucked, and it was bad. I mean, afterwards, like researching, it's like it does affect like everything, like your mental state as well. Like you can get depressed or something from it, because it's so small particles. It just gets absorbed and like changes your hormones and all the chemical. Like I don't know, I'm not like scientific, but like it does bad stuff to you, and it's almost like I can feel it. Like getting to London for a month, and I'm like, oh
yeah.
I feel like
and London's called the Big Smoke, and you're going.
Yeah, no, it's beautiful here. It's great. I'm like, oh, no, it's cool. Like it's just different, China. But
he still loves China.
No, but the thing is, I'm probably travel back and like, you know, I don't know, like, it's just a thing. Like I just spoke with Clarky earlier today and he sent me some pictures and it was like, it was sunny and a blue sky and yeah. And that's the thing. It's the same in Sweden. Like if you have a warm summer, you like, fuck yeah, everybody runs out, drop the clothes.
It was like London, it was amazing.
Yeah, it's just like, it's just so much more positive because we don't have it.
Yeah.
It's the same in China. They don't have a blue sky. So everybody's like, oh, I'm not dying.
It's so funny because like I was visiting my sister in Barcelona and everyone was like so chilled and they're not in the sun because it's like hot. And I was just like, but don't you want to like enjoy the weather? They're like, it's like this every month.
Yeah.
You know?
It's different, yeah. Yep, it's not like that in China every day. Nope. Man, Beijing, it's like a love-hate. Like you miss the craziness with China.
Alright, well, let's train with that guy, and then maybe we go see like some UFC fight or something.
That'd be fucking sick.
Try to get you back on.
Sick.
Okay, thanks guys. Thanks for tuning in. Please like and subscribe, and if you got any questions for Joel, hit us up in the comments. And can they follow you on Facebook? Is that allowed? Or Instagram?
Yeah, I don't think anybody will be interested in following.
Well, you never know. Like the 5 people that watch, like.
Yeah.
They might. Okay.
Yeah, sure. Take care, bro.